Hi, today we're going to use a WeCare website. This site is used to allow people in the call center or inside the boutique to access customer data and do all action to maintain the dossier in the good position. First, I'm going to switch my menu in English. Okay, so I will access the customer profile. So let's go to identify which customer has the name started with the word. I can use it as a full name, only the one that match this selection criteria. So I can see now that I have 4 customer matching that. For some of them, everybody with the shopping cart, I can go to WeShop to execute a cross-sell ordering, or in that case I can do a reactivation one. And the other feature is to access the WeCare database. So I access directly WeCare database, where we're going to retrieve all information attached to that customer. So I remember again that the database we're using is based on Bruxelles data in Belgium. All currency will be with the euro sign. So here is my customer, active since 2013, with balance receivable or account receivable of $107 or euro in that case. This is a residential customers. So we have the general information about the customer, which regard is contact phone, email phone, preferred communication language, birth date, and some other information about him. Now we can see that this customer is installed since 22nd of November. So we have the information about when he's installed, which frequency, what is the payment mode. His billing address is exactly the same as the service address. We have some information about characteristic we use to print the invoice or manage his dossier. This customer was in collection process a few times last year. We have some other value we can have attached to the customers. If I look at the address here, for the address we have the city, door, street, apartment, postal code, and some information to localize this apartment or this house and the network. All the technical information, so if we can have here, it's not managed by this operator, but we can have outlet information, last modification, is TV available, is internet available, DSL available, the various sector we use to do the installation, some authorization. It's all related to technical management of the address. And here we can have the historical information. So this customer was the only one attached to that address since 2014. Now if we look at its service, so we have various service. So for TV example, right now we have the basic service, a numeric card attached with the a decoder. So we have the serial number of some component, and we have here an options. An option. This is the option is active. The first invoice to be done. So for those of you who have seen the other video about ordering process, we have had this mail order option over one click in my account. So we can see that it's not billed yet. So we can look at all the detailed service for these customers or for its mobile. So we have all the mobile information right now attached to the customer. Those services are based on the configuration established with that particular operator. Now here at the billing information, we can see the historical when we do the bill, when he pay. So if, for example, we want to look at an invoice, so we just click on the invoice, and then we will query the information. So if I want to view the PDF of the invoice, I just click here. So I remember everybody that this customer received invoice in French. That's why it's in French. Then if you want to see for that particular invoice what was the mobile usage, we can see what was the mobile usage at at that time on that invoice, or the internet usage done at that particular time. So we have download and upload informations. Now we can stop this one, and we also have all the work order historic information, so we can access example this one here to see this work order was scheduled for that date. It's not closed yet. So we have all the information related to it. We have here the historical, so we have an historical track of every field we modified in the database. So when we change the name, when we change phone and everything, it's there. Now here, this menu, particular menu here, is used to execute some actions on this customer. This part was more the information part, and this part is more the action part. So from an administrative point of view, we may want to modify some information about its name, his contact phone, birth date, email, language. Here we can have some additional information available here, or here some comment or remark section we may want to fulfill with new stuff or modify something. Then here for billing information, we can see that it's a true invoice compared to bank payment. It's done monthly. If you want to modify to receive the invoice over an email, we can put the email information. If I click it, it's open for the email, and it can be email for between those dates. We can also put a specific billing address if you want to have it at another place than the service address. Sometimes people pay services for let's say they have two houses, one in town and one close to a lake, for example, and they have the service at the lake, but they want to receive the invoice in town. Termination, it's where you can manage. Again, everything is controlled over access right definition for every user. So here you have all the equipment attached to this customer. So the numeric card that control the box, the modem, MAC address of the modem, the SIM cards for the mobile, and the MAC address for the fixed phone line attached to the modem. So on each one I can do some different action to suspend services based on different situation that may rise up attached to this customer. So it's up to us to do it. So this screen is made for that, and we can suspend everything, or we can go individually or reactivate when it's suspended. We can also terminate the customer if you want to cancel this customer. So we receive a message or a request to disconnect the customer. So we can pick up for what reason, and based on the group of motivation, you will have different information that can match it, and so on, and then you ask the request. Now if you may want to simulate the invoice of this customer. So next invoice is in June. So if I want to simulate the June invoice for that particular customer, we group the information by what we call a domain: TV domain, internet domain, fixed phone domain, mobile domain. All those labels, in fact every label in the system is fully parameterizable. So all is configurable. The table value, the label value, everything. So now we see if I want to see my melody here, my new service. So we have a pro rate from May 11 to the end of May. Then after that, the normal month here. So we have, we can visualize the next invoice. If we have the credit card interface to proper supplier we are associated, we can do credit card payment. We can also have a tool when they go and in a boutique. Sometimes they want to switch an equipment. So for example, we see here that we have La Box, which is the box. We have also a numeric card. We have the SIM card of the phone. So if I want to switch, for example, the box, I pick up, and then we can change it for the same box a new model, or the new box which is similar but maybe the latest release of the same box. So if I pick up that one, I can say I want to replace a defect, or I want to use that one because the other old box is defect and we no longer have the same type of box in the inventory. And then we say how we're gonna deliver that to the customer. So this is to switch. And retrieve equipment after is that when the customer you switch a box, you have to retrieve the old box and put it back into the inventory, maybe under a repair process or just a refurbish process. It's depend on the status. So this is action attached to administration. You can also have work order kind. So to have an, if you want to have what we call after sale problem. So now here example, I have a TV problems. So it's regarding my TV. And my problem is a regular problem, and the problem is that sometime I have problem with one channel. So I can put my comment here, and then just validate the form. Oh, maybe I have to pick up an appointment for that to send a technician to my house. So I have a, let's say he will come Friday, and I just validate and register the appointment to check my TV at home. It's and that's it. So we have the other function, or maybe I want to refresh. Sometime you have a problem to reactivate some services on the systems. And finally, sales. If you want to sell, for example, TV options, I want to sell additional TV option. The system will look at what package you have, and this is the kind of option. You already have the melody. You remember the melody, so I can pick up another option in the system and activate it immediately. I can do the same for phone, for mobile, or I can change my offers, or I can generate a move. So this is WeCare. Thank you. Bye-bye.